Hello, computer science students, and welcome to my tutorial on how to make animated videos using PowerPoint. I want to begin by stating what I hope is obvious, but that PowerPoint is not really the premier app for making animated videos or really for making videos in general. There are all kinds of wonderful software and applications out there that are going to help you make way better videos than PowerPoint can make. However, this is an introductory class where we just sort of hit the major areas of computers and how you can use them in your everyday life. And so I don't have any of the good editing apps, and it would take weeks to teach you how to edit videos using one of those. You'd have to take a video editing class, which our high school doesn't offer, but some colleges and high schools do. So this is just introducing you to the concept of making videos. PowerPoint is good in a pinch. I've made some very good videos using PowerPoint. In fact, I want to show you one now. This is a video actually made using the old PowerPoint, not even the new PowerPoint. The new PowerPoint's actually way better. It has even more tools, but this is one I made using like PowerPoint 2010, maybe, a 10-year-old software. I'm going to play it for you now and hope that you can hear it. Here we go.
In the beginning was the Word,
and the Word was with God.
and the Word was God.
He was with God in the beginning.
Through him all things were made.
Without him, nothing was made that has been made.
In him was life, and that life was the light of men.
The light shines in the darkness, but the darkness has not understood it.
The true light that gives light to every man was coming into the world.
To all who received him, to all who believed in his name, he gave the right to become children of God.
The Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us.
We have seen his glory.
The glory of the one and only who came from the Father, full of grace and truth.
No one has ever seen God.
But God, the one and only,
Has made him known. Merry Christmas! Happy Hanukkah!
Happy New Year! So there you go. I'm not sure if you could hear that okay, but even if you couldn't hear it, you could see it. And it was a very simple, easy video to make, something that you can make. I think it only took me, other than recording the voices, it only took me really an hour of work in PowerPoint. So I've done my best to try to recreate it down here. I've lost some of the original files, unfortunately, but it starts with just one slide. So right there, by the way, in PowerPoint, if you want to add a new slide, you just hit Control M and there's a new slide. And then over here, if you click on slides, you can delete them. So there, I deleted it just by hitting the delete button. I have 4 objects on my slide. I do want you to have a little more than that, but I have a background picture. All of these I got from Google image searches. I just searched star background. Then I searched manger silhouette. Then I searched shepherd silhouette and wiseman silhouette. And so I have 4 objects here. One thing that I did on the video you just watched is I set the background color of the actual slide to black. How you do that is you can click on it and then right click and you say format background and it brings up this pane and you just say black right there. That's actually purple. It looked black on my screen. Black's right there. And then apply to all, and that will give everything a black background, or you could just say apply to this slide. So then there's basically 2 things you need to know to make an animated video. The first is transitions. Transitions transition the slide into being. And so this is for the slide itself, and whatever I click up here is going to be true of the slide I have clicked right here. See how there's a red outline around slide 3? If I look up here, I can, this is so that there's a transition between slides. So I can click random bars and it will kind of do that. It can cut in, which you can't really see because everything's black. Reveal, that's kind of a cool one. Be careful with these. I tell every class I teach to be careful with these. That's a cool one because they do look chintzy if you overuse them. They look awful. I like the really subtle ones. Most people like the really subtle one, which is basically fade. So fade is the one people like. However, we're not going to use transitions right now. What we're going to do is we're going to transition the background picture in, and that's an animation. Transitions are for slides. Animations are for objects. And so right now, this background picture is actually an object in PowerPoint. And so I actually have to click on it. When I click on it, it draws these little circles, which is how you make things bigger and smaller. See that? And so that's how you know you can pick. You can choose multiple objects at once by holding down the control button. So right now, I'm holding down the control button on my keyboard, and now I have selected the background image and the wise men. Background image and the shepherds. Background image, wise men, shepherds, and nativity. So now I have all four selected, and up here I'm in animations, and all I want them to do is fade in. I don't want them to bounce in, I don't want them to fly in, I don't want them to float in, I don't want splits, wedges. You get to really corny animations when you're down here. I wouldn't use these unless that's what you want your object to do. So I'm just going to do a basic fade. So there you go. I'm going to erase this. Now, when I start my slideshow, they're just going to fade in. But that's a problem because right now they're going to fade in really fast. See the duration up here and the delay? Those are fast. So the next thing I want to do is open up my animation pane. This tells me every object and when it's coming in, and this little green bar is how long it lasts. So if I want it to start at a different time, I can drag the object itself. If I want it to last longer, the actual animation to last longer, I can do that. And that does that. Another thing, though, that I can do is, once again, I can select all of these by holding down Control, is I want them to come after each other. So see, now this one's going, and then it's telling me this one's going to go, this one's going to go. And it gives me the seconds down here on a timeline. So this is a basic editing software. Other editing software, the timeline's the whole screen, and it's a lot easier to move around. But this is what we have. This is our introductory course. Now, if you noticed up here, my song file was 1.5 minutes long. See that on my video? So I don't want these to appear just 2 seconds after each other. I want them to be longer. So once again, select all the animations. And then here, there's a thing called timing. And you can open that up. And delay is how long it was delay. We don't really want to do anything with this. We want duration, which is how long it's going to last. So we want at least 20-second durations. So click OK. Look how long it got there. Look how long everything comes in. And if we stop it and scroll to the end right here, go to the end of our timeline, we can see that our video is going to be 1.20 minutes long, which is actually a little bit too long. So, I mean, too short. So we might actually want to go up to 22. I'm not going to bother doing that now, but we may want to go up to 22 seconds with no delay. And so now these objects, if I play the slideshow, they're just going to appear right after each other. Once again, if there is a mouse here, it means that it's going to wait for you to click the mouse. You don't want to do that. You don't want it to start on click. You want it to start with previous, which means it will start automatically without you clicking. And the previous thing here was the slide transition here. And so, once again, you want all clocks here. If there's a mouse here, it means it's going to wait for you to click, and it's not going to edit right when we go to actually save it as a video file. So make sure all these are starting with or after previous. Now you've noticed we have some problems. This picture is too big, so we want to shrink it down. You also notice our wise men and our shepherds are looking the wrong way. Did you guys notice that? They're facing away from baby Jesus, those heathens then. So we want to fix that with basic editing tools. The other thing we want to fix is this white background. We don't want a white background. So right now what we want to do is we want to go to picture format right there. I'll wait there for a second. Picture format. And we want to go to color. and we want to change the color scheme. I would like to change them white, but I'm not seeing that as an option there, which is a little bit annoying. But we do, so we'll just leave them black. That's okay. They'll still show up. But we want to set a transparent color. Did you guys see that? I'm going to do that again because I think I did it too fast. Set transparent color, and we want to click on the white. Why didn't that work? Oh, because I turned it off. There we go. So now they're black. It's not great, but they look okay. We want to do the same thing for our wise men. Once again, color. I'm going to say set transparent color. Okay, so that fixed that. They are a little bit dark on this screen, so I guess if we wanted to, we could use some more artistic effects here. We could also look at what's called the contrast. This is basic image editing. Once again, Microsoft PowerPoint is not a great image editor, but it allows you some easy tools that are a lot quicker than some other tools, so I use it. I'm actually going to turn them red. Ooh, I like that. And I'm going to make these guys a different color. What color do you think of when you think of wise man? I think of like blue or green. We'll turn them green. Yeah, that looks okay. Not great. You can also crop pictures. Resizing pictures makes them bigger and smaller. Crop crops off or cuts out a part of the picture. So that's this tool right here. So I can actually shrink their ground down like that and do it like that. And so that's the crop tool. Which is a pretty cool tool. Notice they're still heathens. They're still facing away from baby Jesus. So let's flip them around. Once again, we can right click and we can say size and position. Format picture is all the options that are up here anyway, but I want the size and position. And right here, you can change the height manually like that. And the width and rotation, you can even change where it goes manually in there. You know, that's not a great tool that a lot of people are going to use. But we want to find a command in here called rotation. So you see that right there, rotation. And we want to rotate them. Oh, never mind, not rotation. Rotation spins them around. This tool actually does that too. We want to find, is it under position? No, position is where it's at on the thing. You can make a picture transparent too. I might as well point that out to you while I'm here. Let's look at corrections. Once again, transparency's there. You can change the color there. Once again, these are all just the options that are up here. Let's look here. That just, you can add an outline if you want. There it is. It's under this one. That's why it always hides for me. We want three-dimensional rotation. You have your x-axis, your y-axis, but you also have a z-axis, and that's what I was looking for. Nope, that's not it. Okay, so you actually want the x. Forgive me, math's not my strong suit. There we go. So you want to find the x position. It's format picture. Click on this little hexagon. Rotate them around 180 degrees. Rotate these guys too. And now they're not walking away from Jesus. They're walking to Jesus like all good Christians should. And now they're facing the right way. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? So yep, now we have them. If we go back to our animation pane, open that up. They're appearing every 20 seconds while there's a slow song. It's a beautiful thing. Let me show you how to add a song real quick. That's the one thing we're missing. You can insert videos. You can actually insert YouTube videos, and as long as the person looking at this has an internet connection, you can actually insert a YouTube video and play it in your feed. I'll go back to videos here in a minute or two, but we want to insert an audio file. And so, by the way, you can record an audio file too. You can actually record your slideshow if you want a voiceover, and that's right here in record slideshow. But we want to insert a song, which is right here. Click that, video, audio, and a screen recording, which is actually what I'm doing now is a screen recording, but we want to insert an audio. And I'm going to do an audio on my PC. The internet, by the way, is full of free songs you can use for stuff like this. If you're in class, I'll show you where to get some free stuff. But if you are not in class, just Google commercially licensed music, and you'll get tons and tons and tons of songs. The one that I used for this video is called Ever Mindful, and it should be on my PC somewhere. We'll see. It's not in my documents, which was stupid for me to think it was there. It might be in my downloads. There we go. It's not in there either, so that's kind of a bummer. Let's go to Google Drive, my Google Drive files. It might be there. So you have to find it. Where did I save it? I don't know. Let's just go grab another song, huh? My music's right here. I'm just going to insert another song to show you how it works. You guys can look at my dirty files here. There we go. I have all kinds of songs in here. I'm going to actually put in Beethoven's 7th Symphony. How does that sound? And there it is. So right here, it opens up your sound file. Okay. By the way, if you ever want to do anything, hit Control Z. I just lost. Oh, wait, it's right there. Notice it added it to your animation pane, and it's going to play it last and only when you click the mouse. What we want is for it to play first, and we want it to start with previous, start automatically. Also of note is there it is. So it puts a little icon there that you click to. I always drag that off into the dead space over here. We'll put our background picture back. So there we go. It also has some audio format tools and playback tools up here. You can edit audio and cut it down. Right now, Beethoven's Symphony is 6 minutes long. We just want it to be a minute of it. Well, actually, a minute 20 of it, really. You can type in automatically there, and that cuts it down to a minute 20. So you can also tell PowerPoint to play it louder than everything else and softer. That's in here. We can tell it to fade in and out too. So there's all kinds of things we could do. We could tell it to play across all slides, which means it will start on the first slide and never stop. I always like to click that button just for editing reasons. We can also have it loop. We can have it end and loop back to the beginning, which is good. And so all kinds of options here. Yep, this is where we turn it down, turn it medium, turn it high, turn it low. So this is where we say how loud we want it to play. Default's high, so we'll leave it there. So now it's starting automatically, and there's just one more thing we want to do before this video is complete, and that is tell this slide to go away after, it's right here, and I have something else open that you can't see. Right here under timing, tell this slide to go away after 80 seconds, and then it will transition away. And so that's the last thing you need to do is the slide right up here, tell it to go away after 80 seconds, and then you're ready to go. One last thing you need to do is export it. And so there's a button here called Export. So once again, you click File, Export, and we want to say Make a Movie. And then you can choose what quality you want the movie in. And then we say don't use record timings, or you can say use them. And then, but only spend 5 seconds on the slide, and then we click Create Video, and it exports it to where you want it saved, and you've made a 1.5-minute video. So that tells you everything you need to know for your animated video assignment. Have fun with it. I really enjoy watching these. I really enjoy coming up with what you guys come up with, and I'm really excited to watch them. Hopefully this video has been of some use to you. So I'm glad. So let me know how it goes, and I look forward to watching your videos. Make sure you upload them to Canvas. We'll talk to you later.